Ladies and gentlemen, the world's only Buzzclaw mold. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as the minute waltz fades out, it's time to welcome you to another Transformers Transformation review thingy. Like that, a little bit of Nicholas Parsons now and again. To the world of good. So, Buzzclaw. I can only find Buzzclaw. The only Buzzclaw I can find, rather, is this mold. This mold. There are a few different iterations of this colour. But some of them are called Buzzclaw, some of them are called other things. But the only Buzzclaw I can find in the entire Transformers universe, there's a thing there, is this mold. Buzzsaws, yes, we have a few. Buzzclaws, just the one. Anybody else help me? The only one I can find is this, the Fuzor, the Mantis Lizard Fuzor thingy. McFeely, anybody want to enlighten me? That's the only one I can find. I've said that too many times. I'll move on. The reason I'm doing this guy tonight is because a couple of nights ago I was getting ready to do a review and I picked up Energon Starscream, and he's been calling me for a while, so I thought, okay, Scream, it's your turn. And but the muse just wasn't there, so that's fine. So I lifted a few bots into the other room and just had a wee play. I like to play with my bots. I play with my plastic. Yes, I do. I don't care. That's just fun. Lovely scout there. You know, I'm 38 and I still like to play with my toys. That's fine. So I picked up this guy, and he is an absolute gem. George Exaggerated Elegy has a few of these. He's got a few of the nice, sexy colors of this guy. But normally I don't do, you know, like a basic scout class figure. But this guy has so much playability. If you don't have this, Macquarie, do you have this guy? Because by the end of the review, you will want him. You will definitely want him. And others, if you're Beast Wars fans of Beasties for the Canadians, this is a deluxe. No, this is a scout class figure to have. Absolutely. He reminds me, he's got as much playability of, you know, that wonderful, wonderful Beast Wars Deluxe. The wonderful, awesome Beast Wars Deluxe. Yes, I like it that much. K9, Wolfang, Howlinger, you know the one I mean. It's a German Shepherd. And normally when I see you have to take bits off a bot and use them as weapons or whatever, I feel like, ooh, they can get lost. They can get lost. But there's something about the way that Howlinger, K9, Wolfang, it's all the same mold, the way those weapons are integrated into the alt mode. And there's something about the way the weapons are integrated into this alt mode seamlessly, absolutely seamlessly, into a absolutely bloody ridiculous alt mode. It's a Mantis Lizard. It's a Mizzard. Atlantis. You know, it's an absolutely ridiculous thing. The Fuzors are silly. Silly and wonderful. But the way they're integrated is just joyous. Absolutely wonderful. So you've got this thing here. And let me just get on. I'll give you a little bit of BG, not enough to do you any harm. I have to say that. I must get that in a t-shirt. I'm going to go to Auto Assembly this year with a t-shirt saying, a little bit of BG, not enough to do you any harm. Actually, it probably wouldn't work. Buzzclaw, Predacon, Saboteur, Quick Attack, Specialist, Fuzors. Sow fear and victory will bloom. That's nice. You know, his green finger, thumbs, teeth, whatever they have. Part Mantis, part Lizard, Buzzclaw has all the makings of a ferocious but sly warrior. Ferocious but sly, remember that. In beast mode, Buzzclaw crushes his enemies with spiny pincers and venomous mandibles. Venomous mandibles, really handy on a Friday night. While a powerful tail lashes out to land surprised prey on their backs. Powerful tail, was it? Powerful tail, you wouldn't think to look at him. As a flying robot, Buzzclaw, he flies as a robot, generates lethal ion discs. Now, this is the cool thing, I'll come back to that in a second. Generates lethal ion discs from his forearm-mounted stilettos. He wears shoes in the battlefield, high heels, paralyzing his victims and rendering them helpless. Generally stoic and silent when it comes to the business of battle, Buzzclaw is arrogant, resourceful, and intent at the job at hand. Now, interesting little bit of trivia. The toy bio states that he uses ion discs. Who else do we know that uses ion discs in Beast Wars? Manterra. Or Mantis, of course, who is the maximal version. He's got the ion discs. So this has led us to think, we the people, we the community, led us to think that he might be Mantis reborn as a Fuzor. That's a little apocryphal tale. You know, it's one of those little urban legends in the Transformers community rather. So he's repainted. I'll just get through this. Repainted as Universe Repugnus. He is sweet to the beat, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. George has got to get that one. Timeline's Buzzclaw and Dirge and Virulent clones. They're some sexy colours. George has the Dirge and Virulent clones. Now, the reason I'm thinking about this as well is because you got them at Auto Assembly last year, George, and I want them at Auto Assembly this year. Yes, I do, because I love this guy. Interesting, another little bit of trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you this so I can see you? So you see he's got this kind of very funky mandible thing here. But in all the other issues of this guy, all the other iterations, the mandibles are pointing directly downwards, so he looks like a bandito. So they're all kind of misplaced. They're all misplaced, apart from this one. So this is the authentic, the original. Now, I've done a little thing. First of all, there he is. There he is in pack. I have an MOSC as well, because I like this guy so much. When I want a bot, I want one to play with and one to display. So that's how much I like him. Now you can see the way his wings are here, and you can see the way I have replaced his wings. I have taken each wing out of the ball socket and swapped them around. That has allowed us to go from this, which look fine, to this version, which I think looks a little bit more convincing. You see what I've done there? Looks a little bit more convincing to me. Looks a little bit more convincing to me. Also, it looks better. It looks better in this mode. I think it looks better in the alt mode. It looks better in the weapon mode. I just think it looks better when you flatten him to his back. He does this as well. Just neater. So he does have a little gimmick. The little funky gimmick is this thing. He's got this sprinkler system on his back. I don't know. It's a rather indulgent push lever. It hardly needs to be that big, really, does it? It's otherwise a neat little toy, Mantis Lizard. So when you push it, this is what happens. He does that. And that's cool, that's great. This is a Scout class figure we're talking about. You can go all mad with this guy. Generous range of movement. This shit's going to move like that, and these bad boys move. That's good. That's good whenever this shit happens. The legs are going to move. This little section and the tail section can move. The wings move. Importantly, the wings move. It's good to have moving wings. The head, don't even bother. It's fine. Now, transformation. Transformation is simple. He's got gimmicks. Lovely stuff. I will keep the gimmicks to last so you can see what the crack is here, as we say. Like that. I like this. Oh, it's so good. He is a nice bot. He really is a nice bot. The Dirge, rather the Repugnus, and the Dirge and the Virulent clones look particularly lovely. I have seen them. I have had them in hand. I spent quite a while posing George's last year. Yes, auto assembly fever. I am thinking about it already, and I've started saving, and I'm just keen for auto assembly to happen. It is the highlight of my transforming year, so that's fine. I do want them. I absolutely want them because they look fantastic. Beast Wars figures I love anyway. Always Beast Wars figures. Had a little look on Cybertron. There's lots of Buzzclaw coverage, and I'm very, very excited by a lot of what I see. The new generation stuff, the full of Cybertron. Kickback. Christ, I thought he was Tarantulas first of all. For the longest time I thought, oh, Tarantulas, look at his face, that looks like Kickback. And then eventually I seen, of course, that it was Kickback. Look how quickly he transforms. Now you see this shit here, you can do some funky stuff with that. Look at that, I love that. Any bot that has talons or tentacles or claws reaching over their head, like Arachnid, and how cool she looks. And of course, Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia, I'm very much in favour of that. So you've got this shit going on with him. So you can pose this bad boy any way you like. Look at that. I like that. And of course he can do his funky thing here as well. Nice. I absolutely love that. What you can also do is you can rotate that 180 degrees and you can give him wing things. And that's also extremely cool. And you can stick these things underneath him so they come out front. Absolutely love it. Love it. What happens next? You take this shit off. Normally I would go, but when it integrates so neatly, also this shit comes off. The tail actually comes off. A lot of you are looking out there now going, The tail comes off. The tail does come off. Yes, I had a hard time getting to grips with things, but then I kind of confused him with part formers. I remember the first time I got RID Ultra Magnus, and I got him when he was brand new on a really kind of old-fashioned toy shop. He was there, and I got him home. I was like, yes. And I was looking at the instructions, and all this shit was coming off, and I was just going, no, he's not a transformer, he's a part former. But I came around to that. This guy, absolutely, absolutely special. Look, he's a quintessential little bot in this mode. He's an absolute darling of a bot. Just no kibble, absolutely nothing. He's got one of those wonderful faces. You know, that real violent, I like saying it, violent poo face, but he's made more comical by the fact that he's actually going red from the force the poor guy is exerting. This Predacon rub symbol right at the back there. Where does this go? This goes into the arm. Will it stay there and look good? Yes, it will. It's like Howlinger, Canine, Wolfang. He's got a shield. I like any bot with a shield. Any bot with a shield and a melee weapon has got me. Doesn't matter what class it is. This guy has a shield and it looks fantastic. This shit becomes a giant weapon. It becomes this giant claw weapon. Absolutely huge. And these wings point downwards like that. Absolutely crazy thing, but it really works. So you put it into his hand, and of course it extends 6 foot in front of him. Gigantic. Put it into his hand. There he is. Absolutely gigantic big weapon. He will not stand when he's holding this. He will not stand when he's holding this. But when he's holding this, you can do this with it. He's got this thing going on. Now, this is a Scout class figure. This is a Basics class figure. You don't get this kind of playability. You don't get this nice, solid plastic. And not only that, it's an interesting plastic because it's translucent. You probably can't see it so well here. But it is a very, very interesting plastic. You can have it so it's like that, or you can also have it like that. You decide. The choice is yours. Lovely, lovely bot. Very special. Very odd. Got that wonderful playability, fantastic integration of weapon into this little bot. You can display him in so many different ways. The problem is, he's like a Rolo, ladies and gentlemen. One is not enough. Good night.
Now that's what